Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the hundreds and hundreds of True School Sports subscribers. Now, what I wanted to get into, basically was, you know, Deontay Wilder. He's doing what he does best, and that's not fighting, running his mouth. Basically he's saying that 2 months. He's basically saying that he's gonna whoop Alexander Povetkin, and he's gonna fight him soon and all that stuff. So I'm gonna I'm gonna get into this article. Badlefthook.com, SB Nation. I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna get my thoughts on it. You guys can whatever. Let's see. So he basically comes out and he says, that in January he's gonna fight. He's planning a fight for January after his recent fights with Molina and Johan Duapas. Here's some of his quotes on his future plans. Quote: I gave my oath to the people that once I become a champion, I would be an active champion. I want to fight 2 or 3 months at a time, like back in the day how I used to be. I'm not afraid to put my title up against no one. Then he said that's just my thing. I love the sport of boxing. I love my job every time, no matter if it was a tough fight or an easy fight. I like to fight against opponents that want the opportunity. That's the guys that want to fight. Those guys who really want that opportunity and really want to be champion. So then he goes on to talk about Alexander Povetkin, who recently, won against Marcus Walk. He recently said that Povetkin's a mandatory challenger for that belt, and people have been wanting that fight for a while because Povetkin's a top guy in the heavyweight division, and it'd be a good fight, be a really good test for Wilder. But anyway, Wilder basically goes and runs his mouth about Povetkin, and he says the following. He says, "Once I whoop Alexander Povetkin." He said, "Once I whoop Alexander Povetkin's ass, I'm looking forward to putting my title up again 2 months after that. I had confidence when I was a challenger, but now I'm a champion, and I've been defending my title and doing it in great fashion, showing the world what I'm capable of doing. I feel even more confident in myself." So, this is how you want to hear a champion talk. That he's going to fight a top guy and beat his ass. And just dismantle him, destroy him, do all that stuff. Povetkin's the #1 mandatory for that WBC belt. And that's a fight that I really hope happens, and there's no boxing politics that blocks it from happening, because while we need to see Wilder tested. I mean, let's be honest. He won a title against Bermane Stiverne, and Bermane Stiverne was the champion. He's a solid guy, but let's be honest, he's not a top class fighter. I was never high on Bermane Stiverne, and I know there's plenty of people out there who think just like me, who weren't that high on Bermane Stiverne. That's the best best guy he's fought was Bermane Stiverne. So with that being said, fighting Povetkin, that's a step up for him. I'm sorry, that's a step up. Look at who Stiverne beat to get that vacant. It was a vacant title. He beat Chris Ariel. Who's Chris Ariel? Chris Ariel's never done nothing. That being said, man, I like Wilder. As an American who wants to see the heavyweight division start making some noise again. I would like to see him do well. I'm rooting for Wilder. But with that being said, I don't want to see if he's a paper champion. I'll say he's a paper champion. I made videos in the past calling him a paper champion, fighting Johan Duapas and Eric Molina. And then when he fought Molina, didn't look all that good. He had spots where Molina was hurting him. Molina was it took too long to get Molina out of there. I thought he should have annihilated him and really done a better job of just executing his game plan and not getting touched up so bad, because Molina stunned him a few times and it was bad. So we know Molina had power, but it was a mismatch. The Wilder should have done a better job. I think it took him about 8 or 9 rounds to get Molina out of there. Then he fights Duapas, who's about as slow as a molasses. And, I'm not going to say he had any trouble, because, he won every round pretty decisively. But, still, for a guy like Duapas, who's very slow to get his jab through Wilder, I think that says a lot about some of the flaws of him as a fighter. being that he was the bigger fighter, the longer fighter, the rangier fighter, but a guy that slow was able to get his jab through and really touch him a few times. And there's a lot of things he's got to work on. I did an interview with Chris Bird last month, and I asked him about Wilder, and he was saying that he's in a blessed position because he's champion, and he still has a lot of growing to do, and he can grow while he becomes a champion, which is an opportunity that a lot of guys don't have in the boxing world. And he's right about that. I agree with Chris Bird, but at the same time, he's got to test those skills, and he's got to test them against better opposition. Molina, Duapas, you just won a title against a guy who really most people don't even rate that highly in Staver. Good, solid fighter, but not A-level by any means. But then again, how many guys in the heavyweight division are A-level to begin with? Just a solid guy. He's not a special fighter, but a solid guy. So that your best win is against a solid guy. But before that, your record, your wins are against overmatched opposition and ex-champions who are either past their prime or were paper champions to begin with. So that's Wilder's record. I'm not trying to hate at him. I want to see him do good, but we're going to call it like we see it on this channel. We're not going to sugarcoat nothing. Wilder has proven to be a paper champion. He's not fought really anybody that good. And if he stays true to his word that he's saying he's going to fight Povetkin, then great, because that would be the biggest test for him today. And if he's to win, gets nothing but credit from me. And I'll come on here and I'll praise hell of Deontay Wilder if he's to go on there and legitly beat Povetkin. No give decisions or nothing like that. Like go in there, either knock him out, win by decision, but do it where there's no questions. All right, so that's just my take on it. Let me know what you guys think. Wilder and his trash talk towards Povetkin, and will he actually go through the fight and all that stuff, and what do you think about Wilder in general? Leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe as always, and until next time, take care, guys.